Did you know that the #1 hit Africa by TOTO almost never made the cut because Steve Lukather and Steve Porcaro thought it was dumb, an experiment, and it had really goofy lyrics? Let's look at that and some other funky background stories, and then journey into a fresh cover I made together with singer-songwriter Brett Winters. And hey, in a world of like a 7-second attention span, stop, relax, enjoy, because this one, it's a good one. So the song Africa was written within 10 minutes by David Page, but Steve Lukather and Steve Porcaro thought the song was dumb, especially the lyrics in the second verse where it's talking about the Kilimanjaro and the Serengeti. But let's start with 2 fun facts. Fun fact number 1, Steve Lukather was heard saying, "If this is a hit, I will run naked down Hollywood Boulevard." Dave, man, Africa? We're from North Hollywood. What the f are you writing about? I bless the rains down in Africa. Are you Jesus, Dave? Whoa, let's stop right there. Think about that. TOTO almost never made the song Africa, and that is exactly what I love about music and life. Things happen that you don't expect, and you have to love the humility of Steve Lukather, as he later said, "Now I sit here and I have to eat my words because Africa has become a standard, and I'm very proud of David for it." And as far as I know, nobody has ever seen Luke run down Hollywood Boulevard naked, but maybe this is something he will do with his new band lineup that he has right now. They just pumped out a new live album with a little help from my friends. I mean, it's a COVID live album. There's like 7 people in the audience, but they're giving it the best they have. And it's just so cool to see the precision of TOTO. I love this band. And you can check out the video to that live concert down in the comments, but please do that after watching this video. Fun fact number 2. So because parts of the band didn't like the song very much, they asked Dave, "Don't you want to save it for your solo album?" And that has actually turned into a running joke. So whenever a band member in TOTO now brings a song that the others don't really like, they'll say, "Save that for your solo album," which is actually a pretty cool way of saying you don't like the song. So let's take a dive into the song history. Africa was the final track on their 4th studio album released in 1982. That's like 40 years ago. David Page was playing around on his new analog synthesizer, the Yamaha CS80, and finished the complete melody and lyrics within 10 minutes. And David Page was quoted saying, "I sang the chorus out as you hear it. It was like God channeling it. I thought, I'm talented, but I'm not that talented. Something just happened here." And according to Page, the song is about a man's love for the continent of Africa, and he was led to writing it after watching a documentary about the history and the sufferings, although he had never physically been to Africa. So as I mentioned before, the song barely made the cut because the band was focused on the other well-known song, Rosanna. But check this out. So according to Spotify, look at this, 1 billion streams. That is insane. And then you've got Hold the Line and Rosanna. But as you see, Africa just totally knocks the ball out of the park. All right, so much to the background and the history of this awesome song. So let's journey to the making of the cover version.
There's nothing that 100 men and more could ever do. Bless the rain, Africa.
Now the thing with these kind of covers is songs that are so well known, you can pretty much just screw up unless you're a part of the Martin Miller Session Band, because those guys can cover anything. But with this in mind, I approached Brett Winters. Brett is an indie folk singer-songwriter based in Boulder, Colorado. And a week after one of his good friends passed away, he took out his guitar again, connected with music in a fresh new way. And Brett wrote this amazing song that really got my attention. I'll show it to you at the end of this video, so stick around. So let's dive into the making of. Usually I start off with a 1-take, either guitar, piano. I lay a foundation and then I build all the instruments around it. This time it's a little bit different. I asked Brett to do a first take, and then I would build the band around whatever he did. And Brett, thank you so much for honoring me with your time. Your music inspires me. Thank you so much. So this is how I approached this song. Here's the video I received from Brett. It's simple, it's real, it's 1 take that he did in his home.
More could ever do. Bless the rains. down in Africa.
I first had to listen to the song like multiple times to get just a feel for it. This is where I don't focus on details, but much rather just on the overall groove, the feeling. And then next I try to find like the basic beat. I do this with tapping or try to visualize how I play it on the drums. And after this, I took time to write out all the crazy stuff Brett put into the song. And next I started singing harmonies to what Brett had already laid out vocally. And this was also a ton of fun because he's got a lot of this head voice stuff going on, and I wanted to harmonize that. And then that's pretty much it to my pre-planning and getting ready. After that, I just start. So let's jump on in, and don't forget, in the end, I'll show you my favorite Brett Winters song.
Tonight, she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melody. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. The rains down in Africa. Oh, gonna take some time to do things we never had. Wild dogs cry out in the night as they go restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right. Sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, frightened of this thing that I've become. Drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. Plus the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Bless the rain. Bless the rains, bless the rains, bless the rains, I bless the rain. Oh, it's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
Okay, wow. I hope you enjoyed that. And now to the promised song that has caught my attention. The song is called Closet Heart, and Brett wrote this song after watching a past neighbor just be really bitter from like morning till evening. And again, it's got beautiful harmonies. It's one of those songs you can just grab a fine cup of coffee, sit outside, and just actually enjoy a moment. And if you play in a band, make sure to check out my free little workshop, 35 minutes. It's free. I give it the best I have, where I try to help a band sound better. Oh, and please subscribe. Please drop a like, because that helps the algorithm, and then YouTube does whatever it does. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.